Hi, thank you so much for meeting with me today. My name is Sydney. What's your name?
My name's Morgan.
Hi. What are you here to meet with me about today?
So I just kind of have been feeling very disconnected, very isolated from just like the school in general. I'm kind of slipping in grades, and I need help.
What's causing this feeling of isolation?
So I just moved here from Massachusetts. I moved in with my mom here, and I skipped a grade, so I'm not really like connecting well with people that are like older than me, I guess. And then also, I just moved here from a completely different state, so I'm not comfortable with just the people in general.
And that's a very normal feeling. I mean, moving from a completely normal and comfortable environment to completely new and unfamiliar environment can be a very big juxtaposition and really just change kind of how you're feeling in that moment. So I completely understand that. It's very valid in your feelings. So you said you moved. What caused the move to move in with your mom?
Yeah, so I kind of had a tough childhood, I guess. I lived with my dad and my stepmom for the first 16 years of my life, and I just kind of, there was a lot going on, and it was just easier for me to move in with my mom. A lot of like physical abuse and things like that, so it's a safer environment like at home for me, and just uncomfortable here at school.
Mm-hmm. And would you say you're happy living with your mom?
I mean, my mom's kind of a narcissist, and it kind of she comes with her own situation, so it's a little bit harder. But I mean, it's better than what I was experiencing at my dad's. So.
Okay. So do you kind of feel like you're? I'm sorry. So you said that it's mainly feeling isolation at school. Do you think that your home life has anything to do with that as well, or is it just mainly not being able to connect with your peers?
So I think I've always kind of had an issue with connecting with my peers, if that makes sense. I tend to get along with either people that are like way older than me or people that are way younger than me. So that disconnect kind of happens all the time. Because I was going through so much at home, I wasn't ever allowed to have peers over at my house, and things like that. So I kind of didn't have that connection, I guess, of like peers coming over versus like just home life in general. So it's possible that could be a bit of an issue, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it completely does. I can completely understand why you would think, because you're not having that connection in childhood now, even more as a teenager, you're still not able to grasp that. But you are still able to make any connection that you are wanting to make. It's just about not just putting the work in, but really not wanting to. I can't find the word I'm looking for. Anyway, moving on to the next question. We're just gonna cut that. So while you're at school, have you tried to join any outside groups? Have you done any kind of sports, anything like that?
So because of my like home life back when I was living in Massachusetts, I didn't really get to experience a lot of things. I just recently signed up for to play on the basketball team. I'm also planning on doing the musical next semester, and like different things like that. So it's making me very anxious to do these things, but I want to get involved and I want to have those relationships. It's just also starting something with like these people that have been together all throughout high school, and then I'm just like this newbie coming in trying to find my place. So
okay. And did you do those kind of like activities at your other school as well?
Not since I was in middle school.
Okay. So this is also kind of new, something new for you too.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Well, that's honestly, I feel like kind of a big step in a way of just being in a completely new environment, and is also taking a big step in that way. So you said you're anxious about, just being the new kid and fitting in. Did you say you had like a lot of friends at your other school?
I had a lot of acquaintances. Like I kind of was, how everybody has their own lunch table or whatever. I would just kind of float between the different tables because I kind of got along with a bunch of different people, but I never really made like best friends or had that connection with other people. So.
And are you wanting to make that kind of connection with other people?
The very little extrovert in me wants that because I want to make new friends. I want to have that connection. I feel more fulfilled, I guess, when I have those connections. However, the other introvert / anxious part of me is like, absolutely not. So.
Okay. And I mean, I can completely understand that, especially because, as you had mentioned, you'd never ever made that really in your childhood either throughout elementary. So I completely understand now not experiencing that. You're like, why would I want to? Or just your inside point being like, or your inside self saying, no, keep me inside. So you say a little bit of you wants to. Would you say that's your main motivator for joining these activities? And when you're doing these activities, are you looking to make that connection or just to enjoy the activities, like hobbies?
I guess I never really thought about it. I mean, I really have enjoyed playing basketball my whole life, so it was kind of a no-brainer. Now that I could do it, I just kind of signed up, and then I think there's always a part of me that hopes that I have these connections, and then I also really like theater and like performing, so I think that again it was more for the activity in that aspect, but again I think there's a little part of me that just wants that connection with other people.
Mm-hmm.
There's just something about the practices and the behind the stage and things that just is on, I don't know, just completely it's just something different.
Yeah, so it sounds like to me like these kind of outside of school activities are a big kind of outlet for you in a way, and especially it sounds like you weren't really able to express yourself in that way when you were living in the abusive situation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really awesome that you are able to now experience those again in the way you would like to. Moving forward with going back to you, moving forward and going back. Going back to talking about how you were in an abusive household, how do you think that affected your not only just mental ability, like not mental abilities, but mental health, as well as like just your ability to make a connection, you think?
Yeah, so as far as mental health, obviously struggled very much with that. I spent more days wanting to not be alive than wanting to be alive. I spent a lot of time just wanting to be as far away from my family as possible. And I did find kind of some solace in going to school. It was like my little bit of reprieve during the day. So the connections that I made outside of my family tended to be more valuable than what connections I had inside the family, if that makes sense. So
yeah.
It's that connection, the lack of connection in my house caused me to seek it elsewhere. But also there was a lot going on at school that caused it to have strain.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And I know you had said that your mom is a narcissist and that you has
Yes.
narcissistic tendencies,
Yes.
and that she, that you don't necessarily feel 100% comfortable with her.
Yeah.
Have you expressed these feelings to her at all since moving in with her?
Not since moving in with her. It's she knows from like growing up that like we didn't have a very good relationship at all. Like before I moved in with her, I didn't talk to her at all for like 7 or 8 years, maybe longer. So it wasn't like it was oh, like, let me go to my mom's house. Like, it was always, my dad was the lesser evil.
Mm-hmm.
And so I never really had that relationship with my mom. And it was more of just, I'm here, leave me alone, kind of, I don't really want to talk to you. I'm not here because I want to be here. I'm here because it was either...
It's now the lesser of two evils.
Yes, yeah. So.
Okay. Have you thought about maybe expressing these feelings to your guidance counselor at school at all? As well as like talking to her, since you've said you mentioned your grades are starting to slip now too.
Yeah, I haven't really talked to the guidance counselor more than just like when I first got here and she told me that I had too many credits and blah blah blah, and then I was, gonna graduate early, and now I think part of it is like I'm scared to graduate. Like I said a little bit earlier, like I was afraid. Like school has always been kind of my safe place, I guess, and so I think I might be doing a little bit of self-sabotaging, because I don't necessarily want to graduate because what happens next. Like I really want to go to college, but I don't know if I'm going to get any financial support from both my mom or my dad, or either my mom or my dad. So it's just kind of, I think I'm just so anxious about it that I'm subconsciously self-sabotaging, if that makes sense.
Yes. And have you thought at all about maybe talking to, either the guidance counselor or potentially reaching out to a regular therapist or counselor to speak to about, not only these feelings that you're having, but also like potential resources that could help you since you don't have your parents' support?
Honestly, I haven't really thought beyond like this meeting. I was recommended by one of my teachers, and they said that they would recommend me coming to talk to you. So I think I'm kind of hoping that from this conversation you can give me some tips and maybe some tricks, or at least give me a referral to maybe seeing someone more full-time.
Okay, well, yes, I can definitely give you a referral, and after this meeting we will get you connected with somebody who can regularly start helping you and ensure that you will be connected with resources that can assist you where your parents can't. So thank you so much for meeting with me today, and I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.